Hey, Highlander, back again with, guess what, it's a video, and it's Thursday night, the official start to my weekend, because I don't work on Fridays, and I haven't done so for a couple of years. I like it just fine, but what's going to happen one day is that I'm going to lose a job that I have, and I'm not going to be able to, what, up or down? I'm saying up. I won't be able to keep it up, like not working on Friday, but, you know, it's just keep it the way it is. Naturally, the past, I think 2 weeks now, I've been home. Working from home. I'm not going to talk about this whole virus thing. For posterity, if you're watching this video, the start of 2020 had an outbreak of a virus, and it spread all across the world, and the entire world went into lockdown. Now I'm talking about the virus anyway. I didn't want to do that. Anyway, skip over that. I've been home. I've been working at home, right? Let's stop. I feel like I want to talk about it, but I shouldn't, because let's ignore the subject. In my last video. Was it my last video, though? I can't quite remember if my last video was the scam video, wasn't it? That I got scammed out of my money. Well, I still don't have my money back, and the chance that I ever will, you know, it's very small. But the story does have a weird twist. The one thing that I have to say is that I chased the guys. I mean, it's not watertight, right? I don't have any proof that I know who did it, but the guy who I thought did it, that I found on Facebook, he finally blocked me, which was good, because I saw a picture. He'd uploaded a picture with him standing on the beach with a friend, and he had one of these ankle braces. So it's like you only get those when you're a proper criminal, and they allow you to you know, sit out your sentence, or at least part of it, at home. So I'm never going to change this guy's mind, you know. I'm not afraid of him. I'm not afraid of anyone who lacks the courage. There's not a brave person, you know, someone who steals money from behind his keyboard. You know, what kind of a man or kind of a person is that? They have a big mouth, sure. You know, I'll come and find you, I'll come and get you, whatever. It's all bullshit. But these guys, like the same guy or guys who scammed me, who tricked me into paying money, they have relentlessly kept on putting up this the same kind of ad. It's always the same kind of price. It's always a selection of 3 or 4 places that they pretend to be from. They use the same stolen pictures. I've seen pictures. I mean, they are a little bit creative, because they use different pictures every time, but they're also always low quality images. I saw images with clearly visible in the background American style wall plugs. So just ripped off eBay, I suppose, you know. But the same descriptions. It's clear that these people were putting up the same ads all the time. You know, the prices, everything matched. And there were two guys, and I started to harass them because nothing can keep me or anyone from reporting these ads, and I have done so relentlessly. I spent my entire day behind the computer, so I know exactly that they put up 2 to 4 ads per day. I know exactly how long it takes between me reporting the ad and a marketplace website removing their accounts. I have been relentless. Not only have I reported their ads and they have been successfully removed. Like I made them work for it, right? I don't know if I stopped them from stealing money. They may have just made money anyway. But I've also sent them messages. So I started out by saying that I want my money back. And from a normal person, a normal guy who even a scammer, he would say, "Oh, what do you mean?" He would at least pretend. These guys, they knew exactly who I was, and they didn't respond. So I started to ramp up my... I was having fun with this, right? So I started to ramp up my remarks by sending them... I mean, they sent me like a payment link, and I sent them a payment link back for the amount, just in case they, accidentally pressed it, and I don't know. I knew they were never going to pay me my money back, but, they knew exactly who I wanted them to know that it was me. And they did. This one time, they generally didn't respond, or sometimes I'd send they'd put up an ad and I'd pretend to really want to buy it, but and they always pick weird locations right at the edge of the country so that you're definitely not gonna come over and pick it up. So I'd say, "Hey, I live in your neighborhood, and I'll be there in 20 minutes. So I'll come and pick it up, and I'll pay cash." Just to force them to say something or not, whatever. I was having fun. Meanwhile, I just flagged their ads again. So I've this one time, one of the guys really got angry and "Give me your number," as if I was gonna give them my phone number. They couple of times they tried to get me to call them, of course, so they'd have my telephone number. But what reasonable, sane reason would I have to call them? I don't know. Anyway, it's also costing me some energy, and just this week I decided that I had a piece of furniture that I wanted to sell, and the only place really to do it is on Marketplace. So I thought, well, I really shouldn't, because they have my location and everything, and I don't think they'll actually come and visit me. So why would they? They have they already have my money. So, but I thought, let's just take my foot off the gas for a while. It's heavy enough being at home all the time. It's really getting to me, and I'm wearing a cap because my hair is long. I had an appointment to have my hair cut, and the lady who owns the place, she called me and said, "Well, I've decided to close down anyway." So I don't know how long it's gonna be until I'm gonna, be able to have my hair cut. So I decided to wear a cap today. I'm in the house anyway all day, so who cares? I don't care how I look anyway, but I have even less reason to care about how I look now that I'm inside. I spend entire days inside. uh, not that I can't go outside. There's just no reason to go outside. Yeah, I pop out for groceries every now and again, but there's no reason to go anywhere because everything's closed, right? So I just sit here and work, and I play video games every now and again. But even that has been, I haven't, it's a really odd time. First of all, the gas prices are really low. They're historically low, and I have no reason to get gas because I don't drive the car. We bought a moped, because we had that planned anyway, but it's an electric one. So everything that we do locally, like get groceries, I don't use the car anymore. So the car doesn't move. So there's no reason to profit from the low gas prices. And I don't feel like gaming for some reason. It's just, which is weird because now that I have plenty of time, I don't feel like gaming. So it's weird. Anyway, getting back to the story, I will continue harassing these people. It's very funny how because I'm the more I chase them around, the more I learn. I got in touch with a lady whose account they had hacked. I'd responded to one of their fake ads, and the original owner of the account contacted me. She said, "This is not my ad. This is not." She said, "You've got the wrong email address." I said, "No. Your account is hacked." So I asked her, can you still get into your account? Yes, she said, I can. I said, do you see anything like a phone number or an address or a name or anything? No, she said. The only thing that she didn't recognize was the postal code. So I'm thinking that perhaps they don't actually hack the account in a sense that they crack the password. Maybe they just find another way to use an account to put an ad on, because this lady could still log into her account, right? So they hadn't changed the password. This one time it went wrong for them. Anyway, the flip side of this story, remember that I sold my game Castlevania Symphony of the Night for the PS1. It's a very expensive game, €200. I sold it for €208, including shipping. eBay, I mean, I'm not smart enough to realize that there are like €1 fee days that when you put an ad on eBay in a certain moment of time, you only get like a tiny fee. I got like the full 10% fee. I think I said this. So I'm very disillusioned with selling on eBay. My game for €208, €18 of that was shipping. So, not paid by me, but paid by the other guy. And then another €18 goes out of it because at the end of the month, you get the fee for eBay. I don't know. But here's the thing. Here's the thing. My package is still not in the hands of the buyer. And it's been weeks. It's been many, many weeks now. This hasn't let me go either. I mean, I sold through eBay. The guy paid through PayPal. And I know that as an eBay seller, I am responsible for shipping, right? I am responsible to have the goods the way that I described them. That's all right because it's the actual game. But I have to get them to his door. That's my responsibility. The package gets lost or it gets damaged or stolen, whatever, underway, I have to refund the whole $200 that was stolen from me already. So that would come out of my pocket. So here's what I did. I took every precaution that I could, except I didn't photograph the package before I sent it. Okay. I took every precaution. I packed it in a strong box. I put the game in. I mean, it's a PS1 game, so the case is gonna be destroyed if you don't do anything. So I wrapped it in bubble wrap, and I wrapped it again. And I took 2 pieces of cardboard, and I cut 4 wooden posts. So I made a waffle, and I put screws in it, so that thing was never going to go anywhere. I put it in the package, wrapped in bubble wrap again. I taped it up. I put like an A4 size or half an A4 size address label on it. Printed, not written, printed. I didn't put my return address on it. Mistake. I even put in a nice note in Spanish, because I sold it to a Spanish guy. In Spanish. Enjoy your game. I like that. When I receive a package and someone puts in a note saying something friendly, I love that. I contacted him. I said, I'm going to ship it on this and this day, which I did exactly that. And I even sent him a message after I packed it. I said I packed and it's ready to send. The day after, I sent him another message. I said, it's gone. And I sent him a photo of the actual slip that I got with the code on it. I sent him the code in a message. What I didn't do at that moment was punch into eBay saying this is the code. But, I sent him a link to the tracking site, everything. Now, he was very sparse in his communication. Like he was either very busy or he didn't care at all. But I tracked the package. Every day I tracked the package. I did notice that the address that I had put on, he had a weird address. But the address that I'd put on the box wasn't the same that was in the postal system. And what do you know, after about a week, it came back with a message saying, the address wasn't found. The delivery guy couldn't find the address. Now I get that, because on the I get it and I don't get it. On the box it said the full address, including his full name and his apartment number. And his full name and apartment number were not in the system. So I can imagine the guy sitting in his truck looking at his little system that he has, and he says, hey, this address isn't complete. The delivery guy wouldn't go back to the box maybe and check if it's on the box. He just says in the system, I can't find the address. So he goes back. I immediately notify the buyer, said, hey, I noticed that the address was wrong. And I said, I'm going to solve this problem. So I contacted the postal company on my end. And I explained it to them. And they said, well, I'm going to send you a form. And if you respond to that, fill out the form. It was all online. It wasn't a form, it was an email. But if you respond to the email within 24 hours with the correct information, we'll send the information to our Spanish counterparts, which is just the official postal company of Spain. I don't really... Telefonica and Postera. I don't know. I didn't know. So I did that within an hour. Within 15 minutes. They also requested the recipient's phone number, which I asked. Can you give me your phone number? And he gave it to me, and I passed it on. Right. So, and then it said I had to wait 4 days, which I did. After 4 days, no movement. So I contacted my postal company again. In the meantime, this guy's not asking me how about the package. I haven't received anything yet. What's going on? Nothing. Complete radio silence. I said, okay. So no news is no news, or no news is good news. I contacted the postal company again. Said, what's going on? They said to me, did you fill out one of these forms? I said, yes, I did. Well, the guy said nothing was done with the information that you sent us. I kept my cool. I was still friendly. At no point did I get angry at the guy who kept me waiting for a good 10 minutes. But he came back and he said, well, I'm going to send you this form, and if you fill it out, I'll make sure that it gets sent on to the Spanish Postal Company, which I did. Lo and behold, March 17, I see the package is underway again. I said, yes, this time it's going to happen. So this time the delivery guy does find the address. And what does he say? Nobody home. So nobody home. Okay, nobody home. This is Spain, right? In the coronavirus lockdown. This guy's supposed to be at home unless he has some sort of vital job. This job is so vital that he has no time to either go to the post office to pick up the package, which I instructed him to do. I said, well, can you... I figured out for him who delivered the package before already, and I said, well, you can go to the post office, because I'd already looked online to see where it was, and yes, he had a post office, main office, whatever, there. So go over there. You've got the tracking number. Ask for your package. He said nothing. So by this time, I'm thinking, you know what? I sent him a message saying, I see that the package has been delivered to your door, but you weren't there. So I'm assuming that they put a note in his mailbox saying, hey, we missed you. Because I'm keeping track of all the information, right? I'm taking pictures. I'm downloading everything so that I have proof later on, because I've also read the eBay rules, and I've also read the PayPal money back rules. This guy has a half year, 180 days to start a conflict or you know, whatever, if he chooses to. But this guy has said nothing. To this day, he hasn't sent me a message, anything, saying, I found a note. Thank you for your message. Where's my package? Nothing. Complete silence. It's like the guy is dead or drunk, or he just doesn't care. I looked at the place where he lives. It doesn't look very posh or anything, so he may be filthy rich. The money doesn't... I mean, it's $200, you know. I'd be nervous. This guy is not nervous at all. He doesn't seem to care one bit. So I've decided I'm not gonna... I've done my bit. I've done my bit. I've proven that I've sent the package. It's been delivered to his door. The fact that he didn't open the door and to pick it up, that's not up to me. So I've done my bit. I'm pretty sure. And I've read the PayPal rules, and if I can prove all these things, that I've done everything reasonable within my power to get the package to his door, which I have, and I have proof that I did, I'm in the clear. I'm not paying this guy $200. Not even, mark my words, not even. If he's too lazy or too dumb or whatever happened to pick up this package, not even if it gets returned to me, which I don't know how they would do that. I did give them, with that email that I just talked about, I did give them my return address, but it's not on the box. So there's a box somewhere in Spain with a very expensive game in it, which is not going to be destroyed unless someone takes a hatchet to it or whatever. It may be returned to me. Somewhere I read that if it can't be delivered and the guy doesn't pick it up, I can expect to have it sent back to me within a period of 6 weeks. If that game ends, I'm not sending it again. I'm not doing it. Forget it. And I'm not sending him an email saying that I've received it. He hasn't contacted me at all. He hasn't said anything. There. I said it. We'll see. I'm guessing my $200 are safe because I've done everything to get the package to his door, which worked. It arrived. So that's safe. But the game is lost, you know. That kind of hurts me. Because the other day, I decided to watch some angry video game nerd Castlevania series. You know, remember that? That's years ago, and I watched that. And of course, Castlevania Symphony of the Night comes up, and I think, oh, fucking hell, I sold it. You know, I had seller's regret for a minute, but I thought, well, fuck. I mean, if this had all gone well, and I just had my money, and I would have been able to buy my Oculus Rift S, which was my plan. But now it's all gone south, you know. It's all turned to shit, basically. The best case scenario is that they catch this scammer, and I get a call from the police saying, would you mind showing up in court to point out this guy, and by some magic, my lucky day, I get my money back. And this game gets returned to me. What do you think of the chances of that? I just think I lost my money and I lost my game, but at least I don't. I mean, it could be that I have to defend my little case, and PayPal will freeze my account pending the case. I've looked into that as well, but I have all the evidence. This guy has nothing. He undertook no action. He sent me no message. Even maybe he picked it up. Maybe he went to pick it up, and the tracking site doesn't say that, the package has been picked up. Maybe. I don't know. So these are the issues that have kept me busy. I don't lose any sleep over it, but man, I am certain that I'm not selling anything. I'm not selling these games. I had someone, I don't think I've responded yet. Someone said, what's the stress? Because when you die, the people that you leave the games to, they can just give them away, right? Or sell them and don't care about the money. Well, here's the thing. You can't sell all your games. There's nobody in this world is going to buy your entire collection unless you get some sort of buyer who is willing to take a punt on it. But try to find someone. That would stress me out. Try to find someone, and get if you get a buyer in here and they see the Vectrex and they see the PS4 and they see the two game cabinets and they say, okay, I'll give you $100. You're being ripped off. You're not gonna. I wouldn't do that. If someone left me their collection, I would at least want to have a fair amount for it. Nobody's gonna just show up and fun. It's I'll buy the whole thing. That's not gonna happen. You could give it to a thrift store. I wonder if they'll accept it. I don't know. But it's difficult. It's not easy getting rid of everything. So before you turn from collector into hoarder, or if you're a sizable collector, take note, it's not going to be easy to get rid of it. Think about it. It's not going to. And I've sold one game and it made a mess. And that was an expensive game. I don't know, man. Anyway, let's change the subject. Let's go. Let's move on to something else. I'll tell you something that I've done that I didn't expect that I would do, is that I've subscribed to Perifractic. I have, Chip Dippers. The reason was that in the last couple of days, he's uploaded some videos of Perifractic playing Elite on the Commodore 64. So he's done something that I haven't been able to do, is that start that game and stick with it. And I thought I would do the same. So I've started playing Elite. Right? So I took my official copy of Elite on disc, and I have a very nice copy, right? It comes with all the little books, and it with the poster, and it comes with a disc. Comes with a really nice looking official disc, great stuff. And I had my disk drive, and I loaded it, and it went perfectly. I made a copy using Ulticopy. Perfect. It all worked perfectly. And then I booted it. And And I'd never done that before. I'd never booted my so I came into this. Elite boots up, not the game. You get a screen with weird stuff on it, and with really no instruction. It says adjust size, so you can adjust the size left and right, and the weird blocky image. It's not words or letters; it's just blocks, and it expands and contracts and whatever you. I don't know. It doesn't say lens lock. It doesn't say copy protection. So I take out the manual, loading instructions. No, just a load, comma 1, comma 8, blah, 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 and it'll run. So I don't know. So I look at this. I'm thinking, it's got instruction on it. Here it goes. Stand holder on screen. Close one eye. Line up lens. Type in code. So here I go. I put it right, or like this, or maybe like that. Does that matter? Or that? What do I do? I don't see anything. I'm looking. So eventually I figure out that you can bend these things. So I put this on the screen. Do I put it like that? No. Do I put it like that? What do I do? I look online. Very little information, but I see one picture of a guy doing this. So I'm thinking that makes sense. You put it against the screen, and then you look at this, and you adjust the size, and I'm looking, but nothing appears. No letters. And, this is 2020, but imagine this being 1994. And I'm buying this. Or whatever the year is, 98, no, 89 maybe. I don't know. And this just doesn't work. And I'm playing this on my official 1701 Commodore monitor, and I just can't get this thing to work. I can't start the game because of this, because of the copy protection. Jesus Christ, I've just spent all this money. And it doesn't work because of this fucking thing. So I don't know. I tried it on HDMI on my other monitor. Nothing. Same effect, And I read online a little bit, and I understand that there's more than one game that use the lens lock system, and that it's vital that you get the correct lens. So I'm guessing maybe. Either the screen, it doesn't work, it's too small, or it can't be too large, or maybe it's the wrong lens. Someone sold me this and put in a lens that went with the wrong game, but I think they're pretty rare. So if it came with, I don't know. I couldn't load it off the disc, but I remembered that I bought for €1 a tape, and that didn't have the copy protection, so I used that. I used that to play it. But man, it's hard. It is a tough game. It's brutal. It is brutal. It is brutal. So what I did, and what Perifractic did, was he used a crack with a trainer. So I've been doing that. I've done that as well, just until I get my confidence. I couldn't have done this back then. No trainers, you know. It's brutal. It kicks your ass. The game just kicks your ass. If you read the manual and you're really, really careful and you pick the systems where you can and can't go, then maybe you can, you know, but you have to be really patient. If you watch Perifractic's videos, who I have to say, I still don't like being spoken to as if I'm an 8-year-old. Hello, Chip Dippers. How are you doing? And this is the Perry puppy, and this is the Perry wifey, and all that. I mean, he hits the mark for a lot of people. I get that, and I genuinely think that he's probably a nice guy to be around. But he hits this note in his videos. He has this act that would have gone great in a children's TV show in the 80s. But you know, I'm almost 50 years old, and it makes me, it doesn't make me feel very comfortable. Anyway, I did manage to watch, he did a live stream, and I actually had the couple of moments that I thought, hey, we're actually having a sort of a chat, you know, sort of a contact moment. It wasn't bad, was okay. So I subscribed to his channel. Let's see how long that lasts. But at least he's given me a way to play Elite. Now, that has led me to another couple of things, because Elite it runs like shit on the Commodore 64. It's just too heavy. So I decided that I wanted to play it NTSC mode. So my Ultimate 64, I can switch to NTSC somewhere in February of this year or last year. A firmware, I think it's this year. No, must have been last year. Anyway, a firmware version came out where you can switch to NTSC runtime. You can just on the fly switch to NTSC. On the direct RGB output will have no color, but I can stream to my PC using the U64 Streamer app, and that brings me back the color. So it basically, I have an NTSC 60 hertz game running on, streaming to my PC, and I can stream that to YouTube and to Twitch. But I've decided not to stream to Twitch anymore because I don't have an audience there. So I am going to stream on Friday Elite, not from scratch, but from where I am somewhere, and we're just gonna have some slow, steady fun. It's not action packed. Well, the fighting scenes are, and you know me, I'll get excited over something anyway. Yeah. Well, I just one more bit of news. One more bit of news. Do you remember Graham Axton? He's the guy who programmed the Bare Essentials for the Commodore 64. Very impressive game. Did it all himself. And now he's made ManicMinerDX for the Commodore 64. It's a free download. So I'm going to put a link in the description. You can download a D64 file, and you can load that to your SD to IEC or to your 1541 Ultimates or your Ultimate 64. You can play Manic Miner. The game starts, and you can go... I have to change it. You can go that way, I think. Now I don't know how the camera turns. You can walk one way and you get the original Manic Miner, and then you can go the other way and you get the modern Manic Miner, which is basically still the same, largely. but it's updated. So I might, if I stream tomorrow, I might do some ManicMinerDX. ManicMinerDX. Just look on or click on the link below. Doesn't cost you any money, but definitely worth having a look at. Yeah. I was just looking at my Commodore 128 down here, which I also tried running Elite on, which worked, but I can't stream off it. So I'm done. I'm done talking, and I've talked long enough. So thanks for watching, and I will see you next time, Chip Dippers.